Good afternoon. Phil Lindemann with your Krystal 93 News from Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery. Underlying tensions at Red, White, and Blue Fire District might have ended Jim Brooks' tenure after a decade on the fire board.
The staff decided to take action to work to replace the board, and they recruited and successfully campaigned for two new candidates.
Two newcomers, Phil Godlewski and Austin Deneen, won yesterday's board election by a landslide, defeating Brooke and Vice President Rich Rafferty.
I really wish they had expressed their concerns to the board. There was one avenue for that, and they, for some reason, chose not to do so.
Tim Caldwell of the Fire Union declined to comment on those tensions, except to say the union is happy for the future and grateful for the board's work. Newcomer Deneen was backed by the union and running to represent young, working locals.
I can't comment on what happened in the past. Obviously, I wasn't sitting at the table, but, moving forward to ensure there's transparency in the organization and there's understanding, that is ultimately what I hope to bring to the table.
Easily defending her seat was recently appointed board member Liv Siptak. She writes, "As a new board, we have the gifts of a well-defined strategic plan and a team that is eager to deliver." Election results are finalized next week when all absentee ballots are counted. Wolves are coming to Colorado by end of this year. Parks and Wildlife has adopted a reintroduction plan after 2.5 years of meetings and research. It brings wolves to the I-70 corridor between Vail and Glenwood Springs and Highway 50 between Monarch Pass and Montrose. On Facebook, Richard writes, "I didn't realize we could stalk them like fish." Sherry says, "Not good for our ranchers." Many others agree. Bob believes voters who approved reintroduction will soon be sorry, calling this a sad day for Colorado. A mudslide has closed the route to Hanging Lake in Glenwood Canyon. That slide did not damage the lake itself and never reached I-70. The Forest Service says Hanging Lake might not reopen for several days. Visits there are by reservation only. Just outside of downtown Glenwood, yesterday's rain and runoff released mudslides that ripped out trees and delayed a freight train for several hours when it coated the train tracks. This week on the State of Summit,
we had to solve all these puzzles in order to get out. It was pretty cool.
That was Erica, a junior at Summit High School, after taking a field trip to a local escape room. It was part of the School to Work Alliance program, known as SWAP. Teacher Rachel Draheim.
So the goal of School to Work Alliance program is to really support youth and people with disabilities in figuring out what career path and long-term goals they want for themselves.
SWAP is relatively new to Summit, but it's growing. It has 35 students this year, like Erica and sophomore Summit.
Ambition drives you in a lot of ways, and if ambition does not drive you, picture what you want.
Field trips are by far the students' favorite part of class. At the Breck Creates Art campus, Senior Cruz was learning inspiration.
Very interesting in all the art they had around. I would like to be a producer for movies and directors.
At the escape room, Erica learned teamwork, and she still uses it every day.
I'm currently working at Target. I like the people, and I'm also working at the Silverthorne Rec Center.
Every SWAP student is encouraged to plan for the future, even sophomores like Hunter.
Well, I want to be a cruise ship captain after high school, so I think I want to go to the University of Florida probably, or like Miami probably, and study marine biology for 4 years, and then move into like the cruise ship captain industry.
Hunter's 10th grade project? Finishing a model cruise ship he's been working on since middle school. Tune in again next week for the State of Summit on Krystal 93. In sports, the Rockies play the Brewers tonight at 6:40. They're chasing an elusive 3-game win streak. And in local sports, Summit High Baseball's in Edwards today for Battle Mountain. Boys and girls lacrosse are playing Dakota Ridge away. Phil Lindemann with your Krystal 93 News from Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery.